Umrao Jaan as a film has been made before, many people have always labeled JP Saab's Umrao Jaan as a remake. And fair enough, they're allowed to say that. I'd like to point out that JP Saab's Umrao Jaan is not a remake, it's an interpretation. It's an interpretation of the book. And I think every director brings their very unique vision and perspective to a film, to a script, and to a story. As far as I know, this is the first story and script of JP Saab's that he's not written. The story screenplay has been written by Dad, based on a book. It's the first piece of fiction that he's worked on as a director after almost 30 years of making films. I think it takes a lot of guts, first and foremost, to make a film as challenging as Umrao Jaan, to make a film which has previously already been made and garnered a lot of critical acclaim, and after 30 years of writing your own scripts, to actually just allow somebody else to write your script and dictate to you how the screenplay should flow. I think that takes supreme confidence in one's ability and shows a lot of security on the part of the director to have confidence in what they do. So is it a remake? No, it's an interpretation. And if you have JP Saab behind the camera, you know it's going to be a very, very unique and special interpretation of the book. I unfortunately have not seen Umrao Jaan, the film, which was made by Muzaffar ji. I have not read the book. To be very honest, and with all due respect to them, I don't want to, because I'm sure my first opinion of Umrao Jaan is the opinion I'd like, which would be formed through the eyes of Mr. J.P. Datta. That is what I would like my first impression of Umrao Jaan to be. I saw tons of movies. The hotel we were all staying in had its own preview theatre, so we used to buy official DVDs and VCDs of movies and watch them. The entire unit sit down and we used to order food. But that's how we are at JP Films. It's like we're a big family, you know. So we used to all go to work, come back from work together, eat dinner, watch a movie together, have lots of fun. I didn't work on any dictionary. I converted the place into a studio, and it was a bit embarrassing because I realized we had created rooms when I thought they were actually part of the palace. So I had no idea that Bijon Dad actually worked on anything. I thought he was just out there because JP Saab liked his company. I really had no idea that they were actually dressing up stuff and all that. I thought there were actually the rooms that were present at the City Palace in Jaipur and in Lucknow, wherever we shot. I never knew they were actually dressing up sets and building sets. They were so realistic that you couldn't make out. So it's a bit embarrassing when I was told later on by Bijon Dad saying, what do you think of my set? And I said, which one? And then when he pointed out that he had added this pillar here and put these carpets here, and they had sourced out some really rather expensive regal stuff. It was wonderful. I think that's the way to work. You work on a set where you can't even make out that it is a set. I see Umrao Jaan as JP Saab's vision, which is to be, I think, interpreted as the audience likes it. I think the beauty of the film and the script is that she is a glamorous courtesan and she's also a girl child that was sold to prostitution. And it's two sides of the same coin, which he has presented beautifully. And I think what the wonderful thing is, he's not only shown one aspect of her, he's shown various different shades of her, and has left it up to the audience to decide whether they want to look upon her as a glamorous courtesan or they want to look upon her as a girl child sold to prostitution. He's given both sides of the story, which I think is unique. This is the first film I did with Ash where it was again a period film, so it was very interesting to see her transform herself from the previous work that we'd done, which was contemporary, Dhai Akshar Prem Ke, Kuch Na Ko, and then a song in Bunty Bubbly. And I joined the shoot almost a month into filming. So it was really weird to come and meet all my friends like Sunil, Ash and all these people, Bikram Saluja, and suddenly they were all behaving like they actually living in the 1800s. And I had just come from Mumbai, and I'm like, okay, guys, let's get the shoot started. And they were all in the character, and they're all totally immersed in it, which is what JP Sab likes. He takes his actors to a location which is very overwhelming, and we tend to complain because we have to travel really far and all. But actually, it's JP Sab's way of getting his actors into the whole film, because he surrounds you with the film. So when I reached, I had all these people already immersed in the film, and I was very impressed to see all the co-stars, not only Ash, who were totally in sync with the film and what JP Saab wanted, and it was wonderful. It was great fun. Well, from a villager to a soldier to a Nawab, I'm moving up. Let's see what he thinks of me next. It's been exactly that. It's been a journey, a very fruitful and enjoyable journey, and a journey which I believe is still in its nascent stages. There's a long road ahead, and I hope JP Subs continues to carry me along on that journey that he's taking. I wouldn't call it taxing, because I don't think working with JP Saab is taxing. I always say working with JP Saab for me is like going on holiday, because I do no work and he does all the work. So it's not taxing, because working with JP Films is like working at home. Being on a JP Films outdoor is like being on a holiday. So on that level, it's very relaxing, and it's a lot of fun for an actor, because contrary to popular belief, JP Saab really pampers his actors. He treats them like his children, and is very conscious of how they're treated and whether they're comfortable or not. Taxing because as a performer, it's very weird to relate to that time zone. I started working on Umrao Jaan after having completed shooting on Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna, which was New York, contemporary New York, 2006. And within a fortnight, I was shooting in Lucknow in 1856. So to make that transition is very tough. Plus, you have no character or any reference, physical reference to base anything on. So you have to hope that the research done on the film is immaculate, because that's all you have. You have the written word, and maybe very little photographic or any sort of paintings that are there which are reference to that time. But how people would speak, their body language, especially their body language, is something we don't know. It's something we have just thought of, and what is mostly guesswork. So to play a character of that period is tough, because you have no reference point. If you're doing a contemporary character, you can base it on many things. You can base it on somebody that you meet on a daily basis, on yourself. But when you're doing a period film, you have to heavily rely on just research, and that's the written word.